Join us as our free diving journey takes us all around Norway in a quest for food and adventure. Discover with us why Norway is regarded as one of the best spearfishing and travel destinations in the world. This is Just Add Water, Spearfishing Norway, the podcast remedy for your lungs.
Okay, Ørjan.
Yeah.
Yes, we're back.
We are back.
Spring is in the air.
They say so.
Yeah, it is, but
still snowing.
Still snowing. It's still icy. It's still like, I don't know, you're gonna break a hip or something.
Yeah, but the weather is nice.
Yeah, but the weather is nice.
Sunny.
It's sunny. It's blue skies.
Yeah.
But a bit cold, a bit nippy.
A bit nippy
Yeah.
in the
What
morning.
movie? What movie?
A bit nippy?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
No.
You know the bowling, you know the Kingpin?
Kingpin?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's a bit nippy.
Bobbling?
I always hear you say, oh, Ivan, it's a bit nippy. Or is it a bit nippy?
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Well, anyhow, welcome to yet another episode of Just Add Water.
Yeah.
Today, we're going overseas.
Over the pond.
Over the pond.
Yes.
Yes. Pond, that's more like English.
Yeah, that's
British?
what the
British?
say. When you're
Yes.
going to the US.
Yeah, we're going to the US because in May, there's something happening.
In May. So soon.
Yeah, it's in like,
Really?
it's
16 to 20.
16th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're
That's
going.
not far away. It's like 1.5 months.
Yeah, but listen to this. It's going to be a spearfishing competition
Yeah.
in the middle of a desert.
So shooting sand.
Yeah, no.
Lizards?
Yeah.
What do you call the birds?
The birds?
Yeah, the
birds and the bees?
The circling birds. Which,
Oh, the vultures?
vultures. Lizards
Yes.
and some vultures.
Yes.
No,
We are
there's a lake in the middle of the desert.
There's a lake, there's a big lake, and it's running past that lake. It's the river, what's its name? Colorado River? That runs through the Grand Canyon
I'm not
all the way down to Mexico.
really
Yes, I think so.
okay.
It runs.
If you say
Do
it.
you know what's the world's longest river?
There's been a bit fighting. Mississippi and Nile.
The River Nile.
The River Nile.
It's the River Nile, and they say that they are not sure where the origin of that river is from.
The Nile.
Yeah.
It's the Lake of Victoria.
No, they're not
I've
sure.
been there
But today
in the dreams.
we're going to another lake
Yeah.
in the U.S. There's going to be a world what's it called? World Freshwater Spearfishing Championship.
Yeah. It's like this is the world. But last year we were in Finland.
Yeah.
They were European.
It was European, and there we met 3 guys:
Yeah.
Mike, and Kenny. Mike, Kenny.
Mike-
It sounds like a South Park episode.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, maybe.
It could be.
Yeah, it could be. Yes.
A bad parody.
We are going to talk to them. They are hosting the event.
They're the.
And we have some questions for them. So
Let's have a chat and I'm curious how
yes.
this is going to.
yes,
to
you can visit us on Facebook. There we're going to post pictures and new episodes and stuff like that. And justadwater.no. You're going to find every episode there as well. Links to the Norwegian episodes if you want to learn Norwegian. Who knows?
and if you want to search on Spotify, you can search at
for Spearfishing Norway.
Spearfishing Norway.
Yeah, Spearfishing Norway.
You'll find us there.
So let's end this now and talk to Mike, and Kenny.
Goodbye.
Yes.
You are listening to Just Add Water, Spearfishing Norway.
Okay. And you see, mic number 3 is a little bit low. There you are. Hello, guys.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome
It's an
to
honor.
yes, welcome from sunny Norway to how's the weather over to you now?
It's rainy and cold, snowy and wet.
So you have snow.
It snows every other day.
Really?
Okay. So
Are you lying or is it true?
No, that's true.
Oh, I'm jealous now because now we're starting to have the good weather here. I want to have back to snow.
I wouldn't do that.
Our
So,
ski resort is at 770 inches.
We had a little chat about this earlier today, and we found out it's a lot of snow.
Yeah, it's a lot
That's
of snow.
like 22 meters of snow.
It's a shitload of snow. We can have a city under the snow. So much.
Yeah. You guys, we met you in Finland last year. How was that? Was that your first time in Finland or in Scandinavia?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it was a great experience.
It was an incredible experience. Just super, super incredible experience. A lot of nice people and beautiful country.
How was the fishing?
I'm not one that sleeps much, and so when the sun comes up, I'm up, and the sun doesn't go down there. The sun doesn't come up. It's just there, always there. So I go to bed at 11:30 at night, and I was up every morning at 4:30, wandering the forest, picking blueberries, looking for the chanterelle mushrooms, and I was up.
Perfect.
Because what is the hva er lengdegrad? Longitude on the Earth globe? We are on 62 degrees.
Yeah.
Here.
I think it's about the same down up there where we were.
Yes. So we are starting to get brighter mornings now.
Yeah. The sun is up here about 6 o'clock in the morning, and now settles down at 8 o'clock in the evening.
But was that the problem for you, or was it just like, okay, it's let's do something about it?
I can't go to bed while the sun's still up, so
Yeah.
it's like 11:30, and it's like the sun's still going.
Yeah.
And you should try to go a little bit further north, because then the sun doesn't go down. It's going to be light at all times, and the sun doesn't go below the horizon.
Yeah.
I would probably never sleep.
Yeah, you will. After a few days, you would fall to sleep.
For
sure.
I went with my wife to Lofoten a couple of years ago. She come to pick me up at work, and we drove for like how much hours? 10, 12 hours. And she drove all the way. And we went from Bodø to Lofoten, and we pitched a tent. And at the midnight, the sun was still up. And I yelled to her, come out, come and see the midnight sun. And she was all asleep because she drove all the night. And for the remains of the vacation, it rained. So that was the only day we had the midnight sun.
That was her chance.
Yeah, that was her chance. But guys, Lake Powell. Who's the best to tell us something about Lake Powell?
Yeah, let's find out who is really Mike number one now.
Yeah, Mike number one right here. So, if the screen's on me. Well, what do you want to know? Lake Powell is a reservoir. They built a dam. Glen Canyon was dammed off and filled with water. What was it, back in the early 50s maybe? Kenny, when did that happen? You probably know better than anybody here.
I think it was early 60s, actually. I could be mistaken, but it's 27 million feet of water, so it's the second largest reservoir in the U.S.
So it used to be dry with the river, or
yes, yeah, a river ran through the bottom of it.
Okay,
and it feeds several states with water, so it's a quite a bit lower now than normal. It's about 100 feet lower water level than it was a few years ago.
Okay.
But it's expected to increase 50 plus feet this year with all the great snowfall that we've had. Probably. Historic numbers are showing that it should increase by quite a bit of water.
To say, well, it started in 1963, and then it's been filling up. 83, it filled up fast. But kind of an interesting fact. So me and Mike here and our buddy Ben, there's a place everybody likes to camp called Lone Rock.
Yeah.
And it's the middle of the lake. People boat around it, kayak around it, fish around it. And we went out in our paddle boards, and my buddy Ben is like, hey, I'm going to just dive down and see how deep it is. And he went down to the bottom. It was 80 feet deep, and he comes back up, and you can now walk to where he dove.
Right.
Okay, I see.
And what does
That's
this?
how low it's going.
what does this do with the amount of fish? That is so.
They have to move over. It's still a deep lake. It was 450 feet deep. It is now like about 250 feet deep. But that end of the lake where it's kind of draining out, the lake is shaped, if you can see, like this.
Yeah.
So when the water comes down this spring, which tons of water is going in there right now, it's already raising up. I think I just heard 20 feet in the last couple weeks. And now I'm hearing it's going to go up even more than the 50 because the snow hasn't even begun to start melting. This is just off of the new stuff going in. So it's going to go up probably by the end of the season at least 100 feet.
Yeah. I think it's strange to hear when the snow is melting because when I was Google streeting around the area, there was like just brown, red desert rocks, just like you see in the movies.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw, and that's what I can imagine it's like. But right now, if I understand, there is snow there.
Yeah.
So Utah's kind of an interesting place. Up north we've got tons of snow. You get down to the southern part, and we get into more of the desert area. And some of in our higher mountains we still have a ton of snow, but where I'm at, there's no snow in the valley here.
Yeah.
So we've got quite the range, and as far as those lake numbers, Kennedy says 100 feet, and I've got a bet with him that it's only going to be 50. So it's kind of like fishing, when you take Kennedy's numbers.
I said 50 in a couple months.
Yeah, his fish are always this big when really they're this big.
So 100 feet, it's going to go up.
It's the same everywhere.
The snowpack is at 200, and I think it's 10%.
Okay.
And there's many mountains that go in, and the water travels so far to go to Powell, and then Powell water gets sold to California, New Mexico, Utah, Nevada, and there's one other. Which one?
Arizona.
And Arizona.
That's cool. But May 16th. I have heard that there's some small event taking place then.
Yes, it's a big event.
It's a big event. So
it's our biggest freshwater event of the year. It's only held every 2 years. The World Championships is every 2 years for freshwater.
Yeah.
So.
And is it always in the US of A? Or?
No, we actually held the event in New Zealand 1 year. And then there have been two other times that it was in the United States. The last. And
we were planning it to go to Ukraine. We were talking to our Ukrainian friends, and that's where we were going to do it 3 years ago.
Okay.
And talking about doing it. And then with the war and the battle going on.
Not a good place to host.
No. Not now, but
for sure.
Yeah,
later.
But Finland's another one that we've been talking with them about as a potential future destination for the World Championships. With the success of the European Championships there, they've expressed some interest in possibly hosting a freshwater world event there at some future date.
Yeah, they're going to do it every year now. When I make it a yearly competition, the Lake Puruvesi.
Yeah, Lake Puruvesi, yes. Yeah. Yes.
So it was a good competition.
I've written to myself here now that it starts on Tuesday, May 16th, with a mandatory competitors meeting. And then there's 1 day open scouting on Wednesday.
Yeah, so most teams are probably going to start coming in about a week before the competition to start their scouting. But there is a diver registration opening ceremony on Tuesday the 16th. And then there's a day before the competition starts where divers can either rest or do some additional scouting, whatever they need to do to prepare.
Yeah.
And then the competition days are Thursday and Friday, the 18th and 19th of May.
How is it to scout there in the parts of how it was in Finland, for example, in Lake Puruvesi? Is it like almost the same or?
It's completely different.
I would say a lot more fish.
A lot more fish?
It's slot canyons. There's a lot of area to cover. So there's a lot of area that's similar to Lake Purovesi. A lot of miles drove on your boat, but it's everything about Lake Purovesi is completely the opposite of Lake Powell.
Yeah, vegetation and stuff like that, maybe?
Everything.
Yeah. Because
it is similar, I guess, if you look at the, just the lake itself, though. I mean, you've got so much shoreline with Lake Purovesi, So, I mean, we went there, we gave ourselves a week to scout, and it wasn't enough time. We didn't find some of the fish that we wanted to. But Lake Powell, it's similar that you've just got so many fingers and arms of canyons going every which way that you really have to kind of pick and choose unless you've got a few weeks to spend scouting. You got to just narrow it down.
But can you come on Tuesday and rest on Wednesday
and go
go into the competition on Thursday? You can, or
you could, but it's not going to serve you well. You probably won't do very well.
No.
Yeah.
So it's 2 days, right? And the first day is game fish day, and the game fish, that's going to be your more scout. Hey, where are they? But then the next day is carp, and there are carp everywhere in there. On the Team USA saltwater team, we have two guys named Matt and Mirko. They've never been there. They didn't have time to really scout that much. And they came in with, I think, one shot 78 carp, the other shot 73 carp. They said it was one of the funnest competitions they had, just bang, 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 bang. Just shooting fish all over the place. But, that's why we picked it there, because there's a lot of fish. You're there to shoot fish.
That's on Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's on Friday.
Game there.
I'm reading here. Divers must come prepared to shoot near 100 fish each, which could mean 800 pounds or like 370 kilos of fish. So that's a lot.
Yeah, a lot of fish.
That's between both days, right?
Yeah, of course.
But you have different species for different days.
Yeah. Yep. So the game fish species are striped bass, walleye, and catfish. And the rough fish day 2 is just carp.
Just carp.
Yeah.
And I see here also, me and Ørjan was actually talking about the name catfish on the other episode.
Yeah.
It's called something different in England. And then I said, I remember from old cartoons, the fish there was a catfish. They called it a catfish. And you said, but that's what I say in America.
Yeah. But is it the same fish you catch with your hands? In the shallow waters?
Yes.
The noodling, yes.
It's called noodling.
Yeah.
It's called noodling, and they stick their hand down in these holes. And,
yeah.
And the catfish will lock onto their arm, and they pull them out.
Same fish.
Yeah.
I was sitting and trying to Google some of the species, especially the stripers, and the bass. And the bass is illegal.
The bass is illegal.
Yes.
But the striped bass?
I don't know. It on some of the pictures it looked kind of similar, but maybe I was not Googling good enough.
So the white silver fish that we call striped bass, it's unlimited, so you can shoot as many as you want.
Yeah,
but they're harder to get. They're trickier. They're trickier fish because sometimes they're down sometimes they're right up top. Sometimes they're down, deeper, 40 feet. And so they're trickier fish. The walleye and the catfish, they're in the shallows. Walleye, you could shoot those in 3-4 feet of water. So what?
Yeah.
1 meter to 2 meters of water, you're shooting walleye and catfish.
But is it something in the thing that I said that the stripers and the bass are kind of similar in how they look?
No.
Yeah, striped bass. Well, striped bass is a hybrid between a white bass and a wiper. So they look completely different than like a smallmouth or a largemouth bass.
Okay.
Yeah, different colors, different pattern.
So if I'm a really novice and wanted to join this, I shouldn't be afraid to be disqualified because shooting a wrong.
No.
That's what.
One is silver, the other one is green.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah. Okay.
And
unlike the Lake Powell tournaments where we had fish that were almost impossible to tell apart, we did get a few penalties on that one. Those were difficult.
Yeah.
But the walleye is a lot like the zander. I think you call it the zander. Zander?
Like more like the
perch pike.
Yeah.
Walleye is a lot like perch pike.
Yeah, more like the perch pike.
Or zander.
Yeah.
I think they call it zander.
I think I think it is in some kind of family with the pike. I read something about that, the walleye. It's called the blah 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 pike or something like that. I'm not sure because I haven't seen the fish. Really. And there was a lot of other things I read about, for example, the Ørjan. Oh, yes, the Norwegian name.
Yeah.
Ørjan, do you know this event is free diving only? Flashers may be used, but no chumming. Do you know what chumming is?
Chumming is feeding the fish.
Feeding the fish.
Yeah.
I had to Google it.
Luring the fish.
Yeah,
with the feed.
I thought it was some kind of electronical device, but it says you can use electronical devices.
They're not. It wouldn't be illegal if you did use one.
Yeah. So the fish
On
finder.
your boat.
Probably referring to sonar and such, fish finder.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And the reason they say no chumming is because the people that fish, with the pole, they chum. They throw chum in the water, try to keep the fish there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do that. So it's, hey, no chumming in spearfishing.
Yeah.
But you can throw up in the water, and that's kind of like chumming.
That's kind of like chumming,
we
yes.
have had that. There's a story in Norway about that. One who became a Norwegian championship, and it was so hangover. He chummed in the water, and he caught a lot of fish and became Norwegian champion, even though he was seriously hangover.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what's up with your camera today, Ørjan. You're freezing all the time.
Yeah, it's cold here.
Yeah. How many are you anticipating coming to this event?
Well, we expect about 60 divers representing over 10 countries. Right now we have about 10 countries represented and close to 60 divers. We still have a few that we're hoping will register and get signed up.
That's a good amount.
Yeah,
it's a really good amount.
It's a big event.
Is it going to be boats for each team or each?
Yeah, vote for each team.
Yeah.
So each team, it's 2-person teams. We have 4 divisions. We have men's division, women's division, mixed, which is a man and woman combined, and then we have masters, which is over 55. And each team is required to dive off of the same boat.
Yeah. Okay.
So, which is a little different than maybe some of the tournaments you guys do in Europe, where each diver has their own boat, their own captain. This is a little bit different. The team is required to be on the same boat, diving within sight of the boat captain at all times.
Okay.
Yeah. I encourage listeners to go to the Google Map and type in Antelope Marina. That's where the starting point is.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of points where you can click on to see pictures around the surroundings and the area. And I think it looks huge. I would have been lost.
I saw there were some big marinas there.
Yes.
In the lake.
Yes. That's north. That's like round the corner of the lake, of the river, from the town. So it looks very. I think it looks big. But are there going to be local boat drivers, or are the participants they're going to drive themselves?
There'll be a lot of local captains and guides that are helping a lot of the out of town teams. Yeah, but there are some teams that are bringing their own boats, bringing their own captains. Most of the international teams that are coming, of course, are not bringing their own boats, so they're going to hire a guide or a boat captain in the area to help support them.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of volunteers, a lot of the local community that is volunteering their time to come help, to act as assistants on the boat, or to be observers, or to help with whatever's needed out on the water, which is great.
Yeah. And everything you need to know about this competition you can find on the National Freshwater Spearfishing.org.
Yes, that's our website.
That's the website, and you can also find information on the freshwaterworlds.com as well. So we're going to put a link in this episode.
Yeah,
because it was a long it's a long board.
Yeah.
Yeah, we encourage, we would love to see more international divers. If you have any interest at all in participating, please reach out to me or Kenny or Mike. We will do everything we can to help support you. We can help in a lot of different ways. There may be an opportunity for us to provide some housing for you, or local volunteers that could help, with some of the expenses. It's a great area. You can fly right into Las Vegas, which everyone knows Vegas. Spend a day or two in Vegas. It's only 4 hours drive by car from Las Vegas to the lake. And then you can come and have a great time, meet a lot of really
You can mix it up with a good holiday.
You can mix it.
And you're not too far from Zion's either.
That's
so you
right.
Can visit Zion's.
A lot of national parks in the area. We just encourage you. We would love to have as much. If you're interested and you think it's a possibility, it's not too late to sign up. If you have an interest in it, please reach out.
I'll ask for some of your contact information, and then I will post that as well in the episode.
Okay, sounds good.
We're also going to have an amazing banquet with some American steaks. We'll have steak, salmon, chicken.
I've been into, and then again, the Google is very nice for that. It's in the Gone West restaurants. So if you Google Gone West restaurant and click on the pictures and look at the food, because I've been a couple of times in the US, and oh my god, I love the food.
Food here is pretty awesome.
Yeah, barbecue and everything about
all the good stuff.
All the good stuff. I just fucking loved it. So
one thing to think about just before we jump on, I mean, Vegas, an amazing opportunity to delve into the food, but back to teams coming, it may seem a little short notice, but like Mike number one said, we've got tons of opportunities where we can help out with as far as the living expenses, a lot of the quarters, the boats, the guides. And as far as guiding, we mentioned, 2 weeks would be nice if you had that to come in and to, do your scouting, but most of the teams will have just 1 week. Most teams will be coming in a week prior. And if we have some teams that need to come in last minute, we will help them out. I have no problem sharing some of Mike Kennedy's secret spots. So
that's right. Mike number 3's secret spots. We'll give all that information out. I'll tell you exactly how to hunt the fish, where to go.
Well, this can be interesting.
So how do you see yourselves? How do you see yourselves doing in this competition?
Well,
don't be shy.
These 3 guys, we actually had the opportunity of diving nationals, and we actually won the event at the same lake. So I think Kenny and I are diving together. Mike is diving with Justin Lee, who actually won the individual first place. So I think we should do well. We're expecting the United States to fare very well. We know the lake. We dove it. That does give us a bit of an advantage, kind of like similar to Finland doing so well in Lake Puruvesi. They know the lake. It's their home lake. So there is some advantage there. But there's a lot of really talented, exceptional divers that are coming. So we do have our work cut out for us for sure.
Yeah.
Just to share some advantage for those that are coming, we had scouted the lake and knew the lake, and we knew where the fish were. And when we got there on game day, and these guys can attest to this, we jumped out of the boat right at time. I think it was 9:00, and there were 3 other boats there from other places. and all the fish, there were no fish, none.
All the fish were
And-
spooked.
And we're like, what do we do? What do we do? And I remember just take me to that wall over there, go. And, and that's where I found 3 fish, and let's go over here. Boom, boom, boom. All our plans everything written down went out the window.
Yeah.
And we were just diving like maniacs.
It sounds like really
Familiar.
Familiar, yeah.
Yes,
if you go
yes.
to big competitions like this, and it's going to be a lot of stirrage in the water, a lot of people, a lot of boats, and then the fish is going to move.
Yeah. Hold that thought.
You're listening to Just Add Water, Spearfishing Norway.
Is that Daniel Mann's voice? 'Cause
No.
I recognize that sultry little British Australian accent there.
It's not Daniel Mann, but I actually have him on a record on a small short movie where he tries to do the same. Because no, it's actually a guy from Australia that I contacted, asking him if he could record. I don't know why I chose Australian. I'm not sure actually.
We like it.
Yeah, we like it.
It's good. It's friendly.
Yeah.
So
Inviting.
I think maybe I was thinking Australian because I have been listening to Daniel Mann on some of his videos. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good.
But I wonder,
You wonder.
in this competition now, you're going to shoot a lot of fish. And it's going to be like rapid loading. You have to have good routines on when you shoot fish, take the fish off, reload the gun. How do you rig your guns to easily reload, to get fast, everything going smoothly like this?
Kenny, you want to take that one? Kenny,
Is
Kenny
this
can
a
explain this.
recorded statement for the podcast?
You what?
Watch yourself, Kenny.
Don't
No,
give
no,
up all
no.
our secrets,
Buddy.
but you can share with them what we do.
Yeah, the general things, not the
How's
specific.
this?
On our game
we
day,
were-
we're not so much worried about the numbers. So it's shoot one fish, feed it up your float line just from a cooey or just I don't know, just the spike that goes through the fish and up the float line. And so on carp day though, it's all about numbers and speed. And so it's, if you're in the fish, you can, you'll be shooting a fish every minute, and then sometimes you'll hit a streak and you won't see a fish for an hour. And so, but typically we have, kind of like just a breakaway rig. Our shaft is, fed up. We've got probably a 6 foot length of mono, and then it goes directly onto a small float line that's only a 1/4 inch. So those fish, as soon as we shoot them, we slide them up, and then we load and we're on to the next fish. And then we have it so that we can detach that float line quickly and hand up to our boat and, cycle back with the new line. So that's a big part of the success, is just having the right gear set up.
Yeah, right.
To be able to move those fish on and onto the boat quick.
And each day it's 6-hour competition for each day.
It is.
Yeah, 6 hours.
And how do you plan your day?
Hours in the water. We do give an hour for travel because it is it's a pretty good area that people have to cover. But 6 hours in the water.
Yeah, but you want to have an area for yourself, so you have to like you say, put in an hour of traveling back and forth to be if you're
so
in.
there's a shotgun start. There's a shotgun start,
of course,
and all the boats will leave at the same time, and then they have an hour to get to where they're going to dive, and it's kind of an honor system thing, I guess, if you want to call it that, where you're not allowed to get in the water until a certain time. So if the shotgun starts at 9 a.m., you wouldn't be able to get in the water until 10 a.m. and start shooting fish.
Okay.
Because you may get to your spot within 20 minutes of the start. And so you got to wait for 40 minutes before you can get in the water.
And then you hold your.
We did have a team during nationals get disqualified for getting in the water beforehand.
Yeah, but then you go at 9 o'clock, and then you want to hold your place. Your area, find your area and keep it that way,
right.
and say this is mine.
Yeah. And there's rules around how close you can be to another diver in a boat and things. So there's got to be some level of sportsmanship there, right? You don't want to be crowding the other people. I'm sure it's pretty similar to how events are run in Europe,
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. So there's a certain level of courtesy that goes into our sport. you don't want to mess it up for someone else, right? So keep your distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So something like we do here in Norway as well.
Yeah.
We
I
have
always
the-
do like we have I think we have the minimum distance at 20 meters, and if we're going to talk to another competitor during the competition, we always unload our guns and things like that to have a gentleman's sport.
I forgot to ask about something about the competition. You need a fishing license during this competition.
You can have either a state of Utah or a state of Arizona fishing license will work
Yeah.
Because
on the lake.
the lake is both states.
Yeah, there's a straight line there. You can put almost like a ruler on the map.
But if you buy the Arizona one, do you have to fish in Arizona?
No, you can use
The
either.
whole lake with either license.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any way where they can find info where to buy or how to buy or?
You know what? That's something we can post on our site, Mike. We can post the DWR's where to buy the licenses on there.
Yeah.
But they can buy them
Yeah,
online.
we should do that. That's a great point. I don't think we have that anywhere listed on there, but it would be required, and they can purchase that usually online beforehand.
Easy.
So we'll add that to our website. Thank you. That's a very good.
Practical.
Yeah,
Good idea.
that Norwegian guy has a keen eye.
Ivan has been to a competition before.
Yeah. Temperatures. We speak in Celsius. You speak in Fahrenheit.
Yeah. So it'll be around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So that equals about
18 to 23 Celsius.
That's quite.
20. Yes.
21.
21-ish.
So it's quite warm.
Yeah.
It is warmer.
But
It's a warm, hot desert out there.
But does it mean you have?
a little tricky just with the thermocline.
Okay, so it's colder. Dropping when you
Right
come.
at 32 feet, it gets colder. So right at what?
10 meters.
10 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 meters, it starts getting colder.
But 5 millimeters is okay.
5 millimeters is perfect.
Yeah.
Some even use 3.
Yeah. 3 bottom.
Some will
maybe.
use a 5 bottom, 3 top.
Yeah.
Really?
Combo.
Okay.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
And then visibility would be from probably 3 meters to probably 10, 12 meters.
Does the visibility vary on the deep or the surface?
So there's sometimes you can get there and see the bottom from the top. I mean, you can see all the way down, even 20 meters.
Okay.
I've seen 20 meters. And it just depends. When you go out to the little finger arms where the water goes out, the visibility goes down a little bit. But on the walls, anywhere there's a wall, visibility can be 20 meters.
Yeah. Because I can imagine it's quite different than like our coast here. We depends on the weather, the rain, the wind, the algae.
Yeah.
How is it in that lake? I guess maybe rain and I don't know.
Snow melting will affect the visibility.
Snow melt and rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's different than a lot of lakes because remember, it's a canyon that they dammed off and filled with water. So there's sheer cliff walls straight down hundreds of feet.
Yeah.
So like coastline or areas like different freshwater lakes, they have gradual
grass
slope,
and
A
mud.
lot of the areas, it just goes literally straight down. Beautiful red rock all the way straight down. And there's parts of the lake where there's some gradual decline, but depending on where you are.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of structure. Sometimes you'll find areas where there's rocks and different structure, but a lot of times you're hunting the fish off of these sheer walls.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
That's very good. We have
Eat the grass off the walls.
What? Say again.
The carp.
The carp eat the grass off the walls, so you're just plucking them off the walls from every depth.
But now,
okay.
But now the level of the water is rising. Okay, am I right? So will it be?
Yeah, it's starting to rise. Yep.
Will it be any grass on the top 10, 15 meters because the water is rising.
That's a great point. Yes, because there's
because
grass
the sun-
growth on the areas that are not covered with water right now.
Yeah.
That will be covered with water. So
Yeah.
there will be probably a lot of that.
We have a famous lake here in Norway where there was a stone avalanche.
Yeah.
Do you say avalanche when it's stone?
Yeah,
Yes.
a rock slide.
Rock slide that dammed the river or something like that.
Yeah, down the river or
like,
the valley.
and a small town there was flooded. And it's the trees are there, the walls,
The road,
the road, the pavements
the
and stuff like
bridges.
that. Yes, and it's very famous for either scuba divers or free divers,
and good visibility.
and very good visibility. Is there, since it's an artificial lake, are there places in that area that are flooded that have been houses or anything like that?
Indian ruins, lots of Indian ruins.
Okay.
Native American ruins, I should probably say.
Yeah, but it's, we understand. Yeah.
700. This is one of the highlights to the lake, and it was, when they dammed it, it was kind of a lot of people were excited about it, but a lot of people were against it and kind of sad because this was the Anasazi Indians 700 years ago, and there were thousands of structures and petroglyphs and stuff, and they did a project. It was called Project Salvage or something of that nature, and they tried to document as much as they could as it filled up. A lot of it was still visible, but a lot of those got covered. So it was.
But any places that could be visited with diving?
There are some, but they're actually they had an article that just came out recently, and they're actually going back to a lot of these areas that were documented. And there's with the petroglyphs or whatever being under the water, it's hard on them, but there's still some that are visible. But it's tough because they have what's in the lake called the quagga mussel, and as the water rises, it covers everything on the wall.
Yeah.
So it covers up the petroglyphs, and ruin-wise, there are some things. There's some pretty awesome, some famous spots that people do dive to, like one called Hole in the Rock, which is where some of the early pioneers that traveled through, they took wagons and it went down just this super steep angle. It was just an amazing feat for them to lower wagons with animals, down this cliff and across the Colorado River. And when they got to the bottom, they carved their names in this rock, and it's this famous hole in the rock area where divers would go down to. So
it's nice. Any caves?
Yeah, there are caves. I don't know, like, what you would envision a normal cave to be. I don't know how far back they go, but there's definitely outcroppings and overhangs and areas where you can dive into.
Yeah.
It would be considered like a cave.
Yeah. Okay. It sounds something we would like to try.
Fun.
That's fun.
Yeah, come out May 16th. Come
Good
on
fun.
out, guys. We'll show you a great time.
Another popular thing to do there is cliff jumping.
Yeah, but we are getting older and we know shit. So I don't think so.
And on TikTok now is these videos, dumb ways to die.
Yeah, dumb ways to die.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think we have covered a lot of this competition now. This championship, it's a world championship.
Yeah, I think it's they're good ambassadors here now.
Yes.
So it's
and I'm gonna try and cut some pictures in with the fish species and some pictures from around the area when I post this on YouTube. And the episode will of course be posted on Spotify and Apple and all those.
And we'll share it on our website as well.
Yes, you can wait.
We're getting a much bigger Instagram following, and we've been promoting you guys a little bit, but we'll definitely share the episode as well.
Yes,
on our platforms.
Yes,
for you.
Mike one will show his pretty face on YouTube, and of course he wants to share. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Yes. Okay, Mike 3, you are pretty too. So that's nice. Shouldn't be a problem. But
But you guys, are you only doing spearfishing in the freshwater? Have you?
So I'm on the saltwater Team USA.
Okay.
And so we just went to Brazil, which USA's not made the podium, I guess, since 1983, and we just took the silver there.
Wow!
And now we're moving on to the to the World Championship in saltwater, which will be in Laredo, Spain, against 22 of the best countries out there.
Yeah,
it's nice. But how far do you live from the saltwater?
As far as anybody can get. I am so far away from. I was so seasick. When I got there, I'm not used to swells and waves. And when I got to Brazil, it was 8-foot swells.
Yeah.
It was so high. I was chumming every day. Then my body got used to it. But then on game day, we had 20-foot waves. I don't know how big the swells were. Some people didn't even shoot a fish in both days. That's how bad the
was it like doving waves or like crushing waves?
Crushing on every back, side, front. It did not matter which, because there's two angles the water comes in
of
Brazil.
Course, yes.
So you hit on both sides. It was crazy.
Amazing.
My first dive down, which I'm a Utah lake boy, you know, and my first dive down, I went 40 feet, which would be 20 meters.
Yeah.
And my body was swaying 4 meters to the left, 4 meters to the right. And I had to try to sit still as I'm swaying 4 meters back and forth until the fish came in and then boom, shot him. And then I got up and puked my guts out.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I had the same when it was in Peru in the World Championships there, and it was like the swell was like the same, the 18-20 feet swell, and it was on this rock shore. A big back of rocks that goes out in the water, and the waves were coming in like breaking. And there was even a world surfing competition in the same area. So it was crushing waves. But we could go out of the area just like 20 meters on the side, and there was no waves. But when you went in the area on the rocks, you had to lock yourself between the rocks and wait for the fish.
Yes.
And then you had to wait, and now the wave is breaking, and then you can go out again. So
I don't know if you can see this on my phone, but I also got ran over by my boat captain.
Oh, yeah.
I was in the boat.
Is your line?
And that is my float line attached to my hip. I got sucked into the prop, and it tied me up.
Wow.
And I thought I was dead. My left hand was holding that wood panel so the prop wouldn't hit my face. And then I just kept sitting there because it sucked me in like an anaconda. And I had to wait till they stuck it in neutral, which was about 45 seconds later, and I was able to pull my weight belt and then slip out of a lot of this rope and come up for air. But, man, that was rough.
That was...
it's a story I don't want to hear.
No.
I thought for sure I was dead.
Yeah.
But we actually... Our journey in spearfishing kind of started in saltwater, really. I mean, Mike and Kenny, the other Mike and Kenny... actually did some lake diving prior to me getting involved in it. But the big thing was we do a trip every year down to Mexico, Baja, Mexico, in the Sea of Cortez, and we spearfish there. So we try to get out. We just got back from Catalina Island off the coast of Southern California. There's an island there. We did a lobster dive there. So we do as much saltwater as we can, but we're a good distance away, probably 10 or 11 hours drive from the nearest ocean.
That's a long way.
Which do you prefer, freshwater or saltwater?
Saltwater. The fish are so big. You never know what you're going to shoot.
I like it for different reasons. I prefer the visibility is always better with saltwater. The fish species there's more. Freshwater diving is harder because the visibility is usually very poor and it's colder. So I think I probably enjoy saltwater spearfishing more than freshwater, but I've grown to love freshwater. I dive way more freshwater than I do saltwater.
Have some of you ever been to Norway spearfishing? No?
No, I would love to, though.
Yeah. Have you shot in a halibut?
Halibut.
And
it's on our it's on our list of fish to shoot. That's one that we were trying to get on our last dive trip, but we didn't quite pull off a shot.
Yeah.
For me, you get into the freshwater fish, and a lot of them, you can always get some fish that are bigger and more exciting in the ocean, but with the freshwater fish, it's some people say, well, I've been to Alaska and I caught this monster fish, so I can never go back and fish Utah again because the fish are small. But for me, I get excited about the species, for this species, this is an incredible fish, and so it really, I love the, just the excitement of the freshwater, the saltwater, and it just changes, it might not be as big of a fish, but that's an incredible fish for that lake or for that species.
It's true.
Yeah.
I feel
to go back to Lake Powell. Real funny story is we have state records here of fish, and the biggest striper for spearfish at Lake Powell was 2.5 pounds at the time. Now it's 4.5 pounds. And Justin Lee comes in from Hawaii and just scouting, a couple weeks before, he goes down and he shoots the first striper he sees. It's how many pounds was it? 24 pounds?
20, almost 30 pounds. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. He had no clue it was a state record and cooked it up that night. He had no clue.
Oh my God!
So there are big fish in there at Lake Powell.
Amazing. I hope it was a good fish.
Yeah, I guess. But talking about food, since we are talking about what you prefer most, freshwater or saltwater spearfishing. What about the fish eating? Saltwater fish.
People like to eat halibut, right? Yeah. The time you eat a walleye is one of the best eating freshwater fish out there.
Okay.
Perch pike, yellow pike. It would be the equivalent to what you have over there, I would think.
Yeah, we have it here. It kind of looks the same.
It has almost the same the back fin,
dorsal fin. Yeah. There's probably more.
Yeah. It looks the same.
Variety of good tasting saltwater fish, for sure, than there are freshwater. I mean, there's good freshwater tasting fish, but there's probably more saltwater fish that are much more desirable, I would say.
Yeah, but I think you have to be adapt to your environment. If you're spearfishing in freshwater, then you eat freshwater. If you spearfishing in saltwater, then you take what you like there. Yeah. So it's I think you have to adapt.
That's true. And I guess whatever you can throw on the barbecue, it's fine. I think.
We have a saying in Norway. It goes everything goes in the pig.
Yeah.
Referring to yourself. When I eat, everything goes in the pig.
Yeah.
Just bring it on.
But is there any? We were talking about between the mix between spearfishers that fish in saltwater and freshwater. Are there any divisions amongst those guys? I guess there are spearfishers on the coast, and you. Is it right to say that you lived almost in the middle of the country?
We're in the west.
West-ish, yes.
But you have both coasts, the east coast and the west coast.
Yeah.
And there is a bit of a division only because accessibility to the ocean versus not. Certain states have regulations against spearfishing in freshwater, but not in saltwater.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of restrictions. So it depends on where you are. But this past event we did at Lake Powell last year, the Nationals event, we had the best saltwater divers in the country and the best freshwater divers in the country coming together. And most of the feedback that we got from the saltwater guys that had never dove freshwater before was very positive. They all said, "Oh, this was great. We love it. We want to try this more. We want to do it more."
We loved how many fish we could shoot. That was awesome.
How many fish they could shoot. It was just different type of diving than they were used to.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a lot of crossover. There's a lot of potential. It's the same, from a marketing standpoint, the same companies, Salvamar and Pathos and all these companies that are out there marketing their stuff, Cressy, whatever, you name it. they're targeting the same audience.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. The spearfishing is the same,
It's the same gear.
Yeah.
The size and length of your gun is really the only big difference in the type of gear you use in a lake versus the ocean.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a real opportunity to really grow freshwater globally. That's kind of what our mission is we really want to expand the sport globally. We learned when we were with you guys in Finland that there's just not a lot of, like, it's illegal to spearfish in a lot of lakes in a lot of countries. You just can't. You're not allowed.
Yeah.
And so there is a level of restriction there. We would love to see that open up some more. Maybe regulations change to where countries like Norway or England or wherever you can start to spearfish in the lakes as well.
I want to butt in here because Mike brought up a huge point. And I hope every officer that is over a lake, over, some kind of fishing area kind of understands this. We as divers, when we go out and dive in our spearfishing, here, one of the hardest fish to ever shoot in freshwater is a trout. A trout sees you, they're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, they're that fast, they don't even want to be around, they're gone. And you have anglers. That's our biggest battle is anglers think that spearos are going to shoot all the fish. If you were to take 60 of us and go out, there's probably going to be 4 trout brought in total. You take 60 anglers out there and start going, they're all going to get the trout. And then when us spearos come back and, they kept, say, 4, we're going to see their dead fish at the bottom of the lake. We're going to see the stomachs pulled out because the hook was too far in. So by far, spearfishing is so much better for a lake than any angler anywhere. And so if you are an officer listening to this, look at how this is. I mean, we don't come with a lot of fish, and we're one of the best groups out there to get rid of invasive species at the same time, because most invasive species are big fat carp or slow lionfish or whatever it is out there. We're the best means out there, and lakes should be opened up everywhere for spearos because it's a hard sport.
Do you sense a difference in the relationship between fishermen, anglers, and spearfishers? Like we have here in Norway, some places we get this you come here and shoot all the fish. Like you said here.
Yeah, we have, I think the relationship is getting better.
Yeah.
I would say what we found to be very successful here in the part of the United States where we live is we've just been very active in promoting spearfishing and changing the regulations. We work with state and local law enforcement agencies, and we talk to them about the regulations. A lot of times the regulations for fishing and spearfishing are written by people that don't spearfish. And so we've tried to educate them. We've gone and we talk at these meetings and these events that they do to help educate people. When we're out on a lake, we try to be very, very respectful of anglers. We try to have open conversations with them about what we're doing, how we're doing it. And as we do that, it opens it up. And people's misperceptions or their perceived negative feelings about spearfishermen has started to change. At least that's my viewpoint. So anytime we can do that, I think it's good. It's good for as a community too.
Yes.
To talk about and help educate people.
I think it's very important. We have kind of like something like that in Norway as well. It's beginning to mellow up.
It's
that
like,
as well.
It's like Mike says, it's have to be show respect to each other. Help each other if you're needed, and we have a responsibility as spearfishers on social media and things like this. We have to be careful what we show off. We don't want to show off all our catch, our biggest fish every time.
We do, but we don't.
Then we get a stamp from the fisherman. You take all the big fish. You can choose what fish you take, so you take the biggest ones. And if we are more holding back our catches and showing some pictures, but only the normal catches, not the trophy fish all the time, and then we'll get much better relationship with the fisherman.
Yes, It's true.
And the
So
social.
Mike number 3, let me explain what a trophy fish is. That's when you shoot a really big fish. I know you don't know what that's like, but it's when you shoot a really, really big one, and it's something worthy of showing.
So
It's a tiger.
That's you.
Tiger muskie.
That's you.
That's me.
Yeah, I was.
All right, Mike, show your big fish.
Okay,
buddy.
listen, guys.
I know.
I'm
That's
fish.
what I told you not to do now.
I'm fishing. I'm fishing for no pun intended. A good picture for cover on this episode. So
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So Kenny's daughter, Maya, his oldest daughter, Maya, holds the current world record for both male and female as far as size for tiger muskie.
ooh, nice. I was about to ask: are there anyone else in your family that spearfish?
Yeah, for me, that's kind of a big thing for me. I've got so many hobbies that I'm not really good at any of them, but I finally latched on to spearfishing and boating in general, just because it was something I could drag my family into.
Yeah.
And so I have 3 of my 4 kids spearfish. My wife, on occasion, she'll go out, and they love it. So it's a kind of a family hobby for us.
Fantastic.
He is a very good patient dad teaching his kids. To
Yeah. Investing his time, it gets it back tenfolds.
Yeah.
One of my favorite experiences, I love teaching kids how to do this. And I taught my nephew, because I got daughters and they didn't quite get into it. But my nephew, he made me proud one time because I'm teaching him to dive. And he was 15 years old at Lake Powell. And he said, Mike, I want to go down to 50 feet. He's gone down to 25 and 35. I want to go down to 50 feet. And I said, all right, I will go down to 50. So give me about a 15-second head start, and then you come down. So I went down to sitting at 50 feet, and then he comes down, and I expect him to touch me and say, hey, hi, I did it, and go back up. But no, he laid down next to me, and you see this catfish just swimming across the water, and we're watching it and stuff, and him go up. As an uncle, that was one of my proudest moments, was seeing, my nephew Clay do that and come up. And I think that's one thing we do in these groups is, man, if you're a young kid, if you're 12, 13, 14, wanting to learn to get how to hold your breath, what do I need to do? How do I equalize my ears? Get in groups like us and find it. There was nobody, when I started this, I was a scuba diver, and they told me, hey, it's against the law in Mexico to scuba dive and spearfish. So I had to learn how to hold my breath. And I found a chat in the UK. That was the closest place I knew of. Started doing the tables, and then went to the university YouTube and watched every video I could on equalizing and spearfishing and free diving, and took it to the lakes. And Kenny had shown me a Hawaiian sling, while we were scuba diving. And then I showed him the spear gun when I was in California, and it just became a drug. But I wish I had somebody to teach me.
Yeah.
What I know now. And I think us here at NFSA is a good group to help any young people that want to get into it.
Yeah,
saltwater or freshwater.
That's what I think. It's really important for us, and that's what I wanted to take up as a point, because we're like a small family, the spearfishers community, and to help us grow, to help us include more people, female, young children, kids. We have to teach them, teach them how to do this, take care of them, educate them in a properly way to make it safe for them also, and more interesting. So it's really good job, dude.
We have talked about almost like that this thing before in another episode where we talked about the importance of teaching young people to feel safe. Because if you teach them how to swim, how to dive, to be safe in the sea, it means really a lot. Because you are you can be safe in other situations as well, and be calm and learn how to. So I think it's very important. So that uncle nephew story, really good. Yes.
Well, and that's why our organization, National Freshwater Spearfishing, NFSA for short, that's what we've been mentioned a couple times. We're a nonprofit. I don't know what that looks like in Norway, but our entire mission is geared towards healthy, safe competition and introducing new spearos into the sport and teaching and helping guide and direct those people to be safe. That's what we do every day. That's our whole purpose, really, is to help. We want to have fun, and we're going to have we're going to do competitions and do all those things. But I think our favorite thing to do is to bring new divers in and teach them the sport and get people excited about it and help them realize that they can do hard things, that they can achieve, just like Mike and his story about his nephew, Clay, being able to, when he accomplished that difficult task going down 50 feet, that's pretty cool. And he was able to do that safely. So that's what we're all about.
I want to give a shout to girls too. Yeah. I mean, growing sport. There are so many records that can be beaten by girls because there's hardly any of them even done right now. There's not too many that do this. And learning how to hold your breath, it's not that hard. Learning to shoot a gun underwater, not that hard. So if you're interested in that, show up, message us. There's a lot of women and girls that can get into this sport, and it's the funnest thing. Hunting is fun. Fishing is fun. We're combined it into one. And you get to see a whole underworld out there.
Do you have a lot of women spearos in Norway?
Not a lot, but it's growing.
Yeah, it's a bit more and more, I say, and we take good care of them.
Yeah,
we include them and give them proper education and use time with them and be sure to make them feel welcome.
We had a message from a girl once to me and Ørjan. She was a very shy girl. She didn't like people. She didn't like to go out with people. And she was listening to our podcast. And she was a member of our local diving club, but she didn't dare to go to that club and stuff like that. And she was listening to our podcast. And now she said, now I want to take the leap.
Yeah.
Because listening to you are inspiring. And now she's going to, this summer, she's going to Saltstraumen. Have you heard about that? The world's strongest Maelstrom. Yes, it's one of Norway's most famous places to dive for scuba divers and for spearfishers because it's the fish, the species. It's oh my god!
It's an aquarium.
Yeah, it's an aquarium.
But the current at its hardest goes like 22 knots.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But now that girl that was so shy.
Yeah.
This summer she's going up to north now to Saltstraumen.
Yeah.
And it hit me really because this is why we do this.
Yeah. It's so much fun to see people succeeding in getting a new hobby and feeling the joy and the pleasure of mastering this hobby and spearfishing. So it's good.
I'm gonna add one more story too. So this is for any girl that's listening out there. My niece, 10 years old, swimming pool. These boys are down there. Like they're throwing this little thing down in the water at the swimming pool, and they either try to touch the bottom or hurry and grab it and come up to the top. And at the bottom of the swimming pool are usually those cleaning fans. And my niece is 10 years old. I taught her to hold her breath and equalize, so she's down there while these boys are trying to touch bottom and come back up. And she's looking all over in the fan. Are there earrings? Are there things looking for different things? While these boys are staring at her, she's 10. These boys are 15.
Yeah.
And this is something we can totally teach you.
Yeah.
Come out and play. Have some fun. Learn this new sport.
Yeah. And it goes really fast from the first 30 seconds to up till your 1 minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes. It goes just a few practices, and then you're able to hold your breath quite long.
Yep.
Yes. Ørjan took me to the swimming pool. I think it was two evenings.
Yeah.
I was kind of fresh then, and I increased with my bottom time with 2 minutes.
Yeah.
over 2 nights.
2 hours in the pool.
Yeah. So it's not about how much air you got to.
And you're not a natural talent.
No, I'm not.
You're hard trained.
Yeah, it's all in the head. It is. But guys,
a good example of that.
Yeah.
Svetlana of Ukraine. She weighs what, 95 pounds?
Yeah, she's nothing.
And I was teammated with another Ukrainian, a good friend of mine, Andre. And I said, how deep can she go? I mean, she weighs 95 pounds. Her lungs are so small compared to mine, And, at that time, I could only go like 60, 65 feet. And, and there's another friend of mine, Natalie. She weighs maybe 100 pounds. And she's going 120 feet down. And I'm going, how are they doing that? And he says, it's not here pointing to his lungs. It's here in your head.
Yep.
And that's what we're teaching is confidence in your mind, what you can do.
It's true.
I met Svetlana up in Lofotens last year.
Yeah, wasn't she living in Norway for a short time? Or did she just go to visit? Yeah, I think...
So,
there you go.
So we went diving together up in Lofotens last year, and now she's living in upper area. Yeah, it was really nice.
She's going to be here. She'll be here. They're planning on sending 6 Ukrainian divers. She'll be coming to the event in May.
But is Andriy Laguten coming?
Probably not.
Because he's serving in the.
He's on the front lines.
He's serving.
Yeah, he told me a couple weeks ago, he said it just depends on the war.
Yeah.
He would love to come. He's got already free room and board here if he needs. He's just a good friend of mine, but it's all their training and loving his country right now.
Yeah.
Of course.
I met him a few times in some championships, and he's really fantastic guy.
He taught me so much.
Yeah, he's a really good guy.
Well,
and we ended up, I was hoping to make top 10 in the world championship, and me and him ended up taking 3rd place. And that was after someone stole my weight vest and I had to stuff a rock in my belt.
Really?
It was a 1 foot square rock in my belt for a weight. And our boat broke down at 10 in the morning after it ran me. I've been run over twice. I got ran over there too. It yanked me off the ground.
I don't know if it's fair to say that somebody stole your weight belt, because if anybody's going to lose gear, it's Mike Kennedy. Always lose.
Okay. Yeah, so he's
not the first time.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And we always run out of gas with Mike Kennedy.
I sense a kind of personality diversion here now. Yes.
Yeah,
we're very, very good friends. We're more like brothers.
I don't know if you guys know this, but me and Mike have been best friends since high school.
He talked about this earlier before you came, and it was practical family, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our kids call each other Uncle.
Yeah.
And we hang out about every weekend. In fact, this Saturday we'll be going diving in the snow.
In the snow?
In a river.
Yeah.
In the snow.
Yeah.
It's going to be freezing cold, but we're going to do it.
Sounds interesting.
Right, Mike?
You have the sauna ready for afterwards?
That's the plan.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
With or without wetsuits?
I would love a sauna. A sauna. Do they do sauna in Norway a lot?
Yeah.
We learned this in Finland. I love it.
In our clubhouse, in the diving club, we have a sauna.
But not like they as much as they do in Finland.
No. But it's common here in Norway.
Yeah. That's nice. That's very nice. You guys, I think we have covered most of what's important about the World Championship, the Freshwater Spearfishing World Championship. I think.
Yeah, and it's been real nice talking to you also and getting to know you a bit better.
Yes.
Yes. Anytime you come to the U.S., we'll take you out and show you a great time.
Yeah.
Take you to some good spots to dive.
Fantastic.
And if you've never seen
Show
a
you
moose,
all
I
Mike
don't know if you
Kennedy's
guys have moose
secret
out
honey
there. You
holes.
can come see a moose here.
Say again, mic number 3.
Oh man,
I'm sorry about that.
I love every time. Listen,
all you're doing is building me up. You're building me up. I'm going to show you who's the real Mike number 1.
We'll check the results from
the worlds.
From the worlds.
Did he tell you the story of why I should be Mike number 1?
No. He forgot. I think he forgot.
Whoever dumped the poop out of the big poop bucket.
The porta potty.
Yeah.
And I didn't even go to the bathroom in that bucket. And I had to get rid of all theirs.
Yeah.
I said, if I do this, I'm like number one. And he said, yes.
Is that true?
You got to be Mike number one that day. Yes. That day
it was only for one day.
That's
Only,
right. Yeah.
only for one day.
One day only.
Well, guys, it's been a blast. Thank you all for joining us. Nevertheless, Ørjan's camera was freezing all the time. So
Yeah, it's cold.
yeah. I should just edit in some funny pictures of you because I have a lot.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if any Norwegian will show up during this competition.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Not
I
at
would
least.
like to, but
Yeah. And as you say,
still time.
yes, I know it's still time. We're gonna put contact information and links in the podcast episode, and we're gonna post this video version on YouTube, so you can just share on your page. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think we got a lot.
Yeah. It's been a real nice hour talking to you.
Yeah, it's been. And you know, when there's so many English speaking persons, it's easier for us to speak English as well.
Yeah. It's easier for speaking Norway.
The first episode we recorded in English, it was just me and Ørjan, and it was really kind of awkward talking. Okay, yeah, let's. What should we say now? How should we say it? But I guess the longer we record and speak in English, I guess it will be good.
The more guests we have, the
of
more English
course.
we learn.
Of course.
Fantastic guests.
True.
Amazing. Let's give it a wrap.
Let's give it a wrap, and I wish you all the best. We're gonna Mike number. Should I say it? Mike number one.
Yes, you should.
I will just text you later, and you will give me some contact information so that we can put up, and I'll keep in touch with all the other information. So
That sounds great. Thank you guys for having us on. It was an honor.
yes, it's
we appreciate it.
perfect. I really like it. I really like it.
Nice talking to you, and we'll put the result list after the World Champs out, of course.
Yes, of
We'll
course.
share it.
Yeah, and then we'll determine who the real Mike number one is.
It
Yes.
remains to be seen.
Yes, you know that this is going to be something that we're going to use a lot now. Mike number one and Mike.
And three?
Yes.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
Yes. Thank you very much, guys.
Kenny already knows he's always number one. Kenny number one. He's the number one Kenny I know.
Isn't he?
I'm okay wherever you put me.
Yeah, but isn't he the one that always gets killed?
In South Park.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe I didn't do that earlier.
Oh.
Thank you, guys. Good luck with the championships. We talk later.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Goodbye. Have a nice day.
You are listening to Just Add Water, Spearfishing Norway.
So, what do you think, Ørjan?
That was a good episode. I really like talking to the Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and spearfishing in freshwater is, I think, it's interesting. It's something different, and you have to do a lot of different things otherwise than you do in the sea.
Yeah.
Because it's you don't have the visibility is poorer, the fish is smaller.
But do you think scouting in freshwater and scouting in saltwater, how much difference is it when you scout?
I really don't know. I know the importance. I know the importance of scouting in saltwater.
Yeah.
But in freshwater, I know the fish normally likes movement. You know.
Yep.
In the water, but it's not so much tidal current. The only currents in the freshwater is the rivers. You know.
Yeah.
So it's the intakes and the out
Yes.
runs of the river into the lake. That's good areas. I don't think there's any lakes in the world who is big enough to have a tidal difference. You know.
No, of course.
So it's yeah.
It sounds fun. It looks fun, and I'm sure it will be fun.
Yeah, and it's also these are great guys, and they made me promoting this competition in a really good way. So I really felt the urge to go there.
Yeah. Maybe another time.
Why haven't you eaten your cake?
Don't eat. I saved it for when I was finished here now. So
too late. I take it.
Yeah. If you want information about the World Championship, you can go to the National Freshwater Spearfishing.org, and you will also find information on the freshwaterworlds.com.
Yeah.
There. If you want to find information about us, Just Add Water.
Yeah.
Just go to our webpage, justaddwater.no. There you will find links to our episodes, even the Norwegian ones, if you want to learn Norwegian.
Yeah.
Maybe that isn't so easy, but...
just listen to how we sound original.
Yeah, that's true. And of course, visit us on Facebook. There we will post pictures, videos, links.
And Facebook has this really good... what is it called? Where you can push this button and it says translate this.
Yes.
Because we write in Norwegian and you can just push the button, say translate it to English.
Yeah, but as you told me a couple of weeks ago,
okay,
we Norwegian understand English so good now that maybe we should just write everything in English.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you said that. That
Okay.
was your words.
I say so
but
much.
But you're ruining the chord now if you're going to...
that means I'm just... we have to finish this now.
Yeah, are you leaving?
Yes, I'm leaving.
Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you want more information about the championship, just check the links in the episode.
Yeah,
and
it's still time.
It's still time
to go.
Yes,
because this will be published tomorrow.
Yes,
or today, and it's still time. Take contact and go over there.
Should be.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, thank you, Ørjan. Thank you for today.
Thank you.
Yes? Where are you going?
I'm going to the pool.
Yes.
The swimming hall, and I have
underwater rugby?
Two friends meeting up there with me before the rugby.
Yeah.
To have half an hour of breath holding.
Yes. Nice.
Training before we
Sounds
play rugby.
I will eat the rest of my cake and drink the rest of my coffee, and then I'm going to take the day off.
Really?
Yes. So we talk
just sofa, TV series, but relaxing.
We're going to talk in the next episode.
You can join me in the swimming pool.
Yeah, maybe that.
Okay. Let's go.
Bye.
You have been listening to Just Add Water, the podcast remedy for your lungs.